Thanks, Nancy. I'm here in the Newsline 9 NFL Draft headquarters. Now the Packers have beefed up their secondary as they just picked Clinton Dix, a safety from Alabama, for their first-round draft pick. Now, if you're not familiar with this player, he's good in pass coverage, equally effective in run support. He started 20 of 38 games for the Crimson Tide with 7 interceptions, returning for a total of 115 yards. He also deflected 10 other throws. Now, joining me now is Hall of Famer Johnny Gray. Now, of course, you predicted that the Packers would go safety. We'll get to that in a second. To start, what's your first overall impression of this pick?
I like Clinton Dix. He's a good player. He's strong. I like his physical assets that he has. He's over 6'1" and some change, 207 pounds. He was rated as number one safety in the for the draft. Now, he may have slipped because of his time. He only runs about a 4.6, but when you watch him on film, he plays faster than what he looks.
Now, you've given us 3 keys to the NFL draft here. You started out with number 1. Got it. Packers have to have more speed on defense.
Well, they do. When you look at teams like you got to go through Seattle, you got to go through San Francisco, and those are the breakdowns that we saw last year. And you got to be able to come up with a player that's got enough speed to get up there, to read the angles and get up there, be able to make plays, turn the quarterback in for the other defensive players.
Number 2 in your keys to the draft is that the Packers really should go with the safety. You had that prediction correct. Now, is that coming from a former biased DB, or was this really needed?
Oh, it was really neat. You saw a lot of missed tackles last year, and this is a guy who loves to make tackles in open space. Last year, he knocked out the opposing player in 3 straight games. So the guy's a big-time hitter. And they need some stability back there. And they just didn't have it. We heard Ted Thompson talk about in the offseason. We need to clarify that safety position.
Lastly, when you're in your keys, is that you think the Packers really need a more threatening impression at wide receiver. Why do you think that that's a must?
Well, because we keep hearing about the over-the-top, and maybe Eddie Lacy would now be able to be in the offense the whole offseason and be able to work together with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they'll be able to maybe shorten that up a little bit, but it'd be nice to get a deeper threat and be able to push the defense down the field and open up those underneath patterns.
Okay, looking ahead, what do you think the Packers are going to do in the next couple rounds of this draft here?
Well, I think they're going to go after maybe another safety. Look for a wide receiver. We talked about with some exceptional speed. I know they did that last year in the later rounds. But also look at center. Also look at some offensive linemen.
What about Johnny Manziel going so late in the draft? Did you see that coming?
I did way back when. Again, the kid's 5'10", maybe 5'11", and some change. And it's going to be interesting to see how he does in the National Football League.
Okay, sounds good. Once again, that's Hall of Famer Johnny Gray joining us for a Newsline 9 exclusive here at our Newsline 9 draft headquarters. Coming up in sports, we'll hear from Ted Thompson on their new drafted safety, Clinton Dix. For now, reporting live, Lauren Majera, Newsline 9 Sports. Nancy?
Okay, thank you so much, Lauren. And as